Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Shootin the Sh. Here we are in King's Corner. This is Sam and Jake, and get right into it. We were talking about having a special guest on today, but
he bailed out.
Motherfucker bailed out. We invited him. He was like, I don't think I would like.
He's like, I've got way too many important things to do.
Yeah.
I will not join your podcast.
Like sleeping.
Yeah. He's probably going to the gym.
Fucking asshole.
Guy's fucking ripped. Fucking guy.
No. Anyways, no. We love him.
Hey V, I think he watches these. So.
I would love that. To find out he was a long-term fan.
This whole time.
I'm kind of hoping that he sends us a comment to say, calling us out and be like, hey motherfucker, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, in that case, V, you're, let's play some tennis.
Yeah. He still has my rackets. Let him borrow like 3 months ago.
So
yeah.
Man.
You know, I never knew until we started playing some tennis how much innuendo that you can make around. Oh, you know what? I realized the lighting is shit. Hang on, let me fix this lighting.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was wondering why it looked so terrible on the. Okay, oh, is that not? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice. I can't see.
I was like that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah.
Man, do you ever have it where you're like walking or even driving at night, and then you see someone's headlights at you, and like I don't know.
Oh, the high beams on?
I don't know if it's high beams or if their headlights are just fucking bright, but you're just like trying to like move forward. You're like, holy fuck, like
yeah, dude.
You can't see anything.
I have that problem.
I had that last night.
Yeah.
I was coming home and this guy was just blinding me, and I'm like, hi. I can't see.
Yeah, I have that a lot with, because I'm in like a smaller car, and then especially out here in the country, and there's a lot of fucking big ass trucks, and then their headlights are on their lifted trucks are like at my eyeball vision height.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see shit, and I swear, and they're newer trucks, so they have good lights. Yeah. You know, I have a 2002 Volkswagen.
Good for them. Good lights for them.
Good lights for
you. These are
terrible.
Really good lights. I can't see anything.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways,
tennis. I didn't know there was so many innuendos you could make about tennis, and
I still don't know what are
not having any balls. You got any balls? No, I don't have any balls. Dude, pass me a ball. Like, here's 2 balls here.
Dude,
I lost my balls.
We should really get into tennis.
Yeah, especially winter's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Snow tennis. Easy.
Dude, snow tennis.
Balls. Yeah, good packed hard like ball of ice.
Oh.
Right?
I don't know if they bounce too well though. That's fine.
Okay, how can you? Well,
we just have to play.
Okay, we just
really
have to
close.
adjust
It's
the
like
rules.
pickleball.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you can't hit the ground at all.
No.
Yeah. It's just battle to battle. You know. maybe even we could do like a baseball game with the ball of ice. Or
we just have to make it
dodgeball. How about that? V catch. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, no, I think it would be cool to get into. I found out that my like the owner of the hostel that I work at is like really good at tennis. Like she wins like awards and
all
kinds of shit. She was in the paper for it. Yeah. And she's like a really busy person.
Huh.
She loves doing all kinds of stuff, and that's one of the things that she does, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
She's from Quebec too.
Cool.
Really cool person.
It's like I think that's what we need.
Bit of a hard ass, but
see, like once you get to a point of life is pretty chill and life's pretty regulated. You need
when you get bored.
You need more things
like
going
we were
on.
talking about before. Yeah.
You need some like maybe that's where you get hobbies, or like I think that's where a lot of people are just binging the hell out of different series and different movies and YouTube and infinite.
For sure, I think so. But like, where's the satisfaction come from? Like that's where I'm missing, right? It's like something.
You like accomplish something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I really need that, Like I really need, even if it's something small, like I clean my house or I bought something new. I don't know, like sometimes that fills that void for a bit. But yeah, I really need something challenging.
A good long term art project or like project that you're working on can be really satisfying.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before about your brother and his truck.
Yeah.
You know how he's like,
it's almost like an infinite amount of just work, and you're just able to.
And then even it can be like,
cool shit.
I want to buy this next part. Okay, well it's $1,000. Okay, so you're just saving up, and the whole time you're thinking about once I have $1,000, I need $100 more, and then you get the part.
You've always got something ahead.
Right?
You've always got something coming, and I think that was the same way when I was in school and working different jobs and whatnot. I'm like, okay, school is great for it. It gives you so many distractions from just daily stuff, right? Where it's like, okay, I need to do this test, or I need to study for that, and I need to graduate this and go into this after. It's an endless stream. Same with like a lot of people work on their careers really well. I have one buddy, he's in law school. He went to school for journalism, and then he went to law school. It was really, really, long-term things, and he's so devoted, and I think he has that same sense where he needs to be doing something difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think different people have different levels of drive of how much you got to do, and I think probably it's also a thing of like when you ramp up your life to a point of doing a bunch of shit all the time.
You get used to it, right?
Then you get used to it, and you do it for a prolonged period of time, and all of a sudden it just stops, and it's like.
Yeah.
It's like the music suddenly turning off in a rave, and it's like,
what
the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It was just so like high entertaining and high stimulation, and it's high like and then all of a sudden it's like, radio silence. You're like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And then you're just like craving, looking for things to, try and supplement or like replace it.
For sure, it's almost like an addiction, right?
Yeah.
Like you need it.
Yeah.
You need something to go for, and I have that a lot in this area. When the seasons change, when it goes from summer where it's very busy, very touristy, to all of a sudden it's like this time where it's shoulder season, and then all the tourists start going other places. I don't know, tropical warmer places, and stop coming here, and then it's like, okay, if you're in a customer service job, then the job slows down, and then you go outside and there's not as many groups of people. And it's just so much slower, and it takes me a while to adjust, because I'm like, okay, you're so used to going, and there's just nothing, and then you go for like, I don't know, a week or two of doing nothing, and then I get used to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is okay. But it does take a while.
100%. Yeah. I think doing some kind of little projects or something to work on. Ideally, we can fill up a bunch of time trying to do stuff. Doing things here.
Yeah.
Getting some good shit going.
For sure. Yeah. I think that'd be super cool. Over the winter, get into some more series and whatnot. You had some good ideas to get into.
Yeah. So, something cool that I want to try doing, something that I think we're gonna start working on, is a movie rating series where we're basically going to do like a elimination format tournament style to try and figure out what are some of the best movies of various genres. We could do different things, whether it's like strictly Marvel movies of all the people in the Avengers, of like who has the best first movie that came out, or we could do something like all the different Spider-Mans, or we could do something like all the Disney movies, or we could do something like whatever, right? We could do various different things to work on, and we'll just keep on 1 week at a time. We both watch 2 movies, and then we come back with some notes and just talk about the movies, talk about what's going to be happening.
Speaking of, did you see the new Joker?
I did not know. We ended up we ended up kind of like staying home. We were both feeling kind of sick and stuff, and then
I thought it was a good movie, man.
I really want to see
it. It was good.
Yeah.
People thought it was really bad, but I don't know. Maybe it was the storyline. Like, that's the only thing that I could think of. Maybe like there's some singing in it too. Maybe people didn't think it was gonna be, I don't know. Like musical? it was kind of like a musical, but it fit right, where it's like, because he's so crazy. He's so in his head, and there's so much going on there where I think the music came into a really good came into really good places where it was like, okay, like what the fuck, what's happening, and it's like it's supposed to be like that, I really think so. I think they did a really good job. You gotta watch it.
100%.
And I still haven't seen the first one, so
no.
So I gotta watch the first one.
Yeah, you watch the first one, and I'll watch the second one, and then we'll get back and
we'll talk.
Maybe
about
we'll
this
do it. We'll maybe
time.
we'll do a comparison of first versus second.
Yeah.
And then see which one we think is the better one. But I mean, I think the first one was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard amazing things about it. Like my friend was like, "This is the best movie ever made. Like this is my favorite movie of all time."
I heard that the actor lost like 60 pounds for preparing for the role of the Joker, for like Joaquin Phoenix, I think his name.
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce his name.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's.
It looks like it because he's like really like
skin and bones.
Yeah.
He said he was like really unhealthy and had a lot of health problems and even some like mental health problems. Like as he was like approaching the recording times of the role, and like like you're trying to like put yourself into that position of someone who's like malnourished and like mentally very ill and like descending into madness to be like a showing how you have a real person transforming into this like psycho serial killer ends up being like a crime kingpin, but I think this is just the very early on stages of it, like in showing like in like a realism sense with a lot less theatrics added into it, right? Okay. So I think that's really cool, like because like in the original Batman from like 1985 or whatever the hell it was, they had a very dramatic Joker, right? And it was like a whole thing where he was like this mob boss, and I think he fell into like a vat of acid, and then he came out, and then he was all messed up, and they ended up.
I thought that was
Harley Quinn.
Harvey Dent, no, the fellow that did the acid.
No, Harvey Dent.
Who was it? Who? Because someone had the. I thought it was Harvey Dent with like the half of his face was melted.
Yeah. So what happened with that was he fell over in a bit. What was it? They had a whole room full of barrels of oil. Okay. And then I think it was the Joker made Batman choose between going to save his girlfriend or going to save Harvey Dent. Okay. And then he wanted to save them both, and so he sent the police to go to one, and then he went to the other one, and then he got there slightly too late after Harvey Dent was trying to escape because he like woke up and like saw all these barrels and stuff, and like tipped his chair over, and the barrel he was strapped to fell over and started leaking all over, and so then the fire ended up going off, and then his face was soaked in the gas, and so half his face like got caught on fire and like melted, and like that's how his face got melted away. That was kind of crazy. And then he became Two-Face, where he just went on a little spree of like going up to people and just like flipping a coin, and then just killing people for like no reason.
Perfect, as you do, yeah. I mean, he was. You're mad about your face getting melted, yeah. go take it out on some just random people. Why not?
Yeah. Well, because I mean, the whole thing was he would say, "Let's flip a coin over it," right? And then he would say, heads, I win, tails, you win, right? Okay. Yeah. And then he flips the coin, and then it always landed on heads because it was a two-sided head coin. So he'd be like, heads, you live. No, heads, I kill you, tails, you die. And then they're just like, wait, what? And he flips the coin, he's like, doesn't look so good for you.
That's so funny.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Speaking of coin flipping, my Chilean friend at work, it turns out she's psychic. I just found this out, yeah. Yeah. And she told me how I'm going to die. Fuck. We tested her psychicness before this by flipping coins, and she always called it right. I was like, okay. So
the coin is going to land on the table. Nice.
Lands on the floor. Fuck. So close.
Shit. We were so close. It almost landed on the table.
So have you ever had your fortune told?
No. I've thought about it and I've like wanted to like a few times.
You should. So
I don't know if I want to know how I'm gonna die though, because like then I just like avoid that thing where every time I do I'd be like so terrified.
Or you could like take pride in it and be like, I'm going for this today, Like I guess by now I'm 74, which is I'll take that age. That's
fair, yeah.
That's pretty good, yeah. I'll take that. Man, yeah. I guess I'll have some grandkids, so that's even better. She told me this, I was like, fucking right. I guess I'm gonna be on a roof and I'm gonna decide to jump off for I don't know what reason. I thought maybe my grandkids would be like holding like a trampoline. And I would be like, okay, guys, like hold it still, and they'll jump, and they're like, what? And I'll like pull it away, and then I'll die. That would be the fun way, right? But then I also thought maybe I'll have like Alzheimer's or something, and I'll be like, this is the way to go. And then
dude,
they'll be like, Dad, I'm like, Grandpa, don't jump. I'll be like, what? Like Joe Biden, like what? And I'll just fall off. I don't know, but I guess that's the way, yes.
Accidentally, you were taking some like old man pills, and
old man pills,
your grandkids had some like Molly in a thing. You accidentally took a pill of Molly's. You're just like, yeah, man, this is awesome. And then jump off the roof, and you're just like, fuck yeah, I can fly.
Fuck yeah.
Or what if it's a thing where it's like, hey, when I was a bit younger, I used to jump off this roof into that pool. I'm gonna go do it. You just missed the pool.
Dude, that would be the way to go, no? It's such an adventure, right? I always thought like as terrifying as it would be, I think that having the legacy of like jumping or falling off of like a mountain or something would be so much better than like, I don't know, like dying in a hospital, you know? But in reality, like I'd rather just, I don't know, be injected with some poison or something and then just put out, you know, pretty quick. But if I accidentally fall off a mountain, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take it, you know? But, yeah. I don't know. I think, 74 would be all right.
That's not too bad.
Grandkids, 74. I passed on my genes, you know?
Yeah, your legacy.
I'm ready
I want to be old enough when I die that I've told my grandkids a lot of cool stories about growing up and like different like life lessons, ideally.
That's what I think about sometimes when I think about getting older and having kids when I'm older. You know?
Yeah.
Because if you have kids when you're like in your 40s, you're probably not going to see... Like, maybe you will, but maybe you won't. See
maybe just barely though.
Kids. Like maybe if your kids even have kids, right?
Yeah,
like, it's up to them. But I think that's why you have a lot of kids, you know, a ton of kids, so that you increase the likelihood of at least some of them seeing the world as a good place and being like, okay, I'm gonna have kids too, and then you have grandkids, and then hopefully you'll see some of their life.
Yep.
If not,
so like my grandma on my dad's side is still, like both my grandmas are alive, which is awesome.
That's lucky. Wow.
Yeah. But my one grandfather died like a year after I was born.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But my grandma on my dad's side was 30 when she had my dad, right? Okay. And then, or like 30 or 32 or something like that. Anyways. And so then my dad was like 24, 25 when he had me. No, like 23 maybe. Yeah. And now, you know, I'm like closer to 30 than 20. So, you know, and I'm just thinking like, okay, well, if I were to have kids in 4 years from now, right? That wouldn't be too crazy, like old, right? But then...
About 31?
Yeah, like 31, yeah. 31, 32, that'd be cool. And then from there, I don't know. And then like my dad would be closer to 60. I don't know. I'm so bad. I don't know exactly how old he is, right? I know he had his 50th.
My dad
like
just
a year
turned
or two
60.
Ago. Just turned 60.
On the 2nd of this month, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's up there, yeah.
But yeah, so then if I were to have kids by the time that I was in my 30s, right? And then they grow up and then they have kids when they're in their 20s or 30s. Yeah. Then I'll be 50s or 60s by the time I have... I mean, that's appropriate grandparent age, right? Like,
hey, as long as you take good care of yourself, for sure.
Yeah.
Know? Like, if you, I don't know, exercise a lot, keep fucking going to the gym again, dude. Like, like that run just now, like, that's good. Like, that's so good for you. And that'll, like, you don't always look at it now, you know. Sometimes you get caught up in daily life and everything, and, you know... I don't know, maybe you're sitting around on your days off, you know, watching YouTube or Netflix, and then you're like, why would I go exercise? But then you don't see that, you know, in the future you're gonna want to live longer. Like, especially if you do have kids or grandkids, like,
you're gonna want to do stuff.
What if you're in like a depressive kind of state now, and then you're like, well, what's the fucking point? Like, why would I take care of myself? Why, you know, what is the meaning, you know?
Yeah.
But then you don't realize that maybe later on you'll see the meaning, and then if you spent years destroying your body, then it's going to be kind of too late. And then by the time you see the meaning, then it's like, well, okay, but you're now at a higher risk of different diseases.
Yeah.
You know, just bad things happening in your body where you can just not live anymore, you know? So
yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man. I think it's important to keep that discipline.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Keep taking good care of yourself, no matter what.
100%.
Even if Audrey would still find you hot if you're 300 pounds, I think you should still go to the fucking gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just for health. Yeah.
Yeah, I think guys are a lot more visually I don't want to say shallow, visually oriented in their
Audrey was saying too, right?
Attractiveness, right? Like I don't
know because I've known women who are very visual.
Yes.
They're like, wow.
Definitely. I think men and women are very similar and there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
But I think that it's like on the extremes is where you have the major big differences, right?
Okay.
So like I think like in general there's definitely women that are more aggressive than men.
Yep.
And men that are more passive than women.
Yep.
Right?
For sure.
But I think the most aggressive people in the world are men and the most passive people in the world are women.
We call those men. No. But yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, because you can. I don't know. I think there are. I know there are differences between men and women for sure. No matter which way you look at it,
it's not a social construct.
You know,
are you sure?
Even in brain chemistry, you know, you see testosterone and estrogen as you know, they're thought of as like the main. Neurochemicals and hormones that changes, but there's so many other things going on too, right? Obviously, in our bodies, you know, in women, you know, and everything. Their reproductive organs send so many signals up to their brain, and their brain send it back down. Same with us, you know. Like I don't know if you've ever like noticed, but that I don't know if I want to talk about this, but you're like your ball sack, you know, it goes down and up, right? Your brain's telling you to do that, right? No. Your brain says, okay, you know, if it's there's too much heat or something.
Oh, for semen production.
Yeah.
Regulation.
Right? Yeah. So you know, there's
Yeah.
so many different things like that where you don't really realize that there's those differences are occurring. You know. So, but then also, like I think that it's so hard to say.
Or like when you're driving and your brain's just like, hey, let's just not hit this curb. Don't you think there's something like subatomically going on in your brain that's
underneath, in your subconscious, you're just casually driving, you've got a whole brain region. Don't hit that curb.
Don't hit the curb.
Do it.
Fuck.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's hard to say that in regards to social scenarios. I think it's hard to say that men are this way and women are this way. Yeah. I don't think it works. I don't think it does. Because no matter like what you say, you're gonna find
have penises and women don't.
But you're still gonna. I know,
that's controversial. I don't think you can say that in 2024.
But you're still. You're still gonna find differences, right?
Yeah.
Or overlap where it's like, you know, men are more aggressive. Well, no, you know, or women
usually
women are more passive. Well, I don't know. You know, because I know women who have tried to...
Depends on the time of the month. Dude,
I've known women who have literally tried to kill people, you know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. And it's okay, well, okay. That's not a man, for one, and that's incredibly violent, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I think... I don't know, man. I think... Let's see. Well, I've definitely seen a lot more women cry than men cry, right?
Yep.
You know what's an interesting phenomenon? I've never heard of a female school shooter. You know? It's always a dude. It's always a dude who's like, has his shit not together. He's freaking out. Man, no one likes me. Man, they're being mean to me. And then he goes, grrr.
Yeah. Do you think that has to do with like,
mommy issues?
Well, maybe that, but like maybe more like a social, repression.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Or
like
oppression. Maybe. I don't know.
Like exclusion or something,
maybe.
where they feel like they're not being involved or included, or they're not fulfilled.
Do you think? Because
life is too easy or boring, or they're just getting bullied a lot and they want to see the whole world burn, and so.
Well, maybe, yeah, or maybe like I was listening to a podcast with Jordan Peterson, and he's
Smart guy.
I think he's got some good points. I think that not everything he says is completely true. Like everything he says is very like gospel. You know, he tries to say it so confidently. Which I mean, fair. If you believe in it, sure. But I don't believe in everything he says.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how when men are younger and they're not able to find females just to have sex with or be close to or whatever, if they're just not having luck, you know, that can lead to a lot of different types of psychological issues in life, you know, where it's like they're trying so hard but it's just not happening, right? And I don't know, I think maybe, like, yeah, I don't know, I've never seen the studies, but yeah, I think it would make sense, you know, where it's like, okay, you've done everything they've said. You know, you've gone to the gym. You've I don't know. You've done whatever you can, but then you're just not finding any luck. Yeah. And you just get frustrated, no? And things like that, but also like in other social scenarios where it's like, you know, maybe friend groups are already built and you're not able to break in. You know, maybe shit like that gets you frustrated, and I don't know, maybe. Because I'm thinking that it's more common for men to be excluded than women. I don't know if that's true. But I'm thinking that it could be. What do you think?
I don't know. I think the exclusion is pretty similar. So, I've definitely been excluded from friend groups before, and I've definitely been like in like the leader, I guess, role of like a group where I feel like I'm like kind of, all right, guys, let's go do this, let's go do that, or whatever, or like, you know. And then I've been like excluded people, or like, you know, talk shit about people because, you know, when you're teenagers, you're terrible people, right? And
we used to go and like fuck up the whole town.
You know, it's like all kinds of horrible things. But then I also have seen the effects of female exclusion and bullying, and that it can be really nasty. Like from I have a sister, you're younger than me, right? And so I saw very closely a lot of the things that she was going through in the beginning of high school.
I still haven't met her.
Oh, no.
When's she coming out here?
Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone's coming out for Christmas. Yeah. Dude, maybe we'll do a Christmas episode. We'll get some of the fam on the pod. That'd be cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be super
cool.
cool.
If they want to jump in, of course, you can't like fucking force
How are we going to fit? We're going to have like
all sitting like all cuddling together.
And then like a V in the middle of you.
Yeah. By that point, you know, I might upgrade the second webcam there. I got to tinker around with different like settings and ideas and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So so I saw the way that she was getting like attacked and like bullied and harassed and stuff from different girls and stuff, and it was terrible. And a lot of times it's jealousy. Like,
did she ever get into physical fights?
No, but some girl got her older sister, who was like heavily on drugs and actually already graduated high school, so she was like 18 or 19, while she was only like 14 or 13, to like come into the high school and like confront her and like intimidate her and stuff. And all this crazy. Because they're psycho crazy bitches. Bro. Sometimes these bitches.
Sometimes there's no other explanation.
They're just
fucking crazy.
Crazy ass. You know? Yeah. Wow. No. And I'm not gonna, you know, throw people's names around and whatever, but yeah, no.
All their names right now.
But, well, I mean, and I think it's kind of understandable given what I know about their family life and growing up and their childhood and stuff, and knowing, like, seeing, like, the kind of, like, intense crazy shit and, like, drugs and stuff that their older sister got into and all that stuff. And, you know, it's the kind of person where it's like, if I found out that they had multiple kids with multiple baby daddies, or if they were just, you know, literally just dead or in a crack house or something, like I wouldn't be overly surprised, right?
Yeah.
Like it just like it seemed like they had like a rough road ahead of them, kind of thing. Especially like looking back now, like in the moment, you're just like so angry and you're so frustrated. You lack the perspective. Yeah. Even though I remember being really young and my like having like bullies and stuff when I was a kid, and then having my mom tell me that they're probably suffering more than I am, but me not being able to see it because they looked so confident, they looked so sure of themselves.
Well, that's it, right?
They would never show any weakness in front of us. But then, years and years later, we got together, actually during the pandemic, and we were chatting, we were playing video games, and then they came and they like really opened up to me and were like, hey man, you know, all our childhood, and we were like talking and stuff, like, you know, I thought... I was like really jealous of you because it seemed like you had two parents that really loved you and wanted to have you around and hang out with you. And, you know, my parents were split up and I lived with my dad and he didn't even really care about me and all this stuff. And, you know, like I felt like I didn't have any parents that loved me and you had two that both loved you and all this stuff. And I found out he was getting like, him and his brother would like fight like UFC and wrestling a lot. But I think that was just his brother just beating the shit out of him. I was like, and then it didn't include into me, even though I had a brother who was significantly younger than me, and then I would like, you know, fight with him and rag on him a bit, but like it wasn't like as brutal, I don't think. It was a lot more like we had a trampoline, and so we would like jump on the trampoline and it would like, you know, like spin kick him.
Yeah.
But it was like,
what are you telling him to put a winter coat on first? You put your coat on.
Actually, that was the
there. I'm gonna drop.
That was the guy that we were drop kicking each other with. And we all went to his house. Yeah. We all put a coat on. He's like, "Oh, we're drop kicking each other today," and it was like a cool thing. It was we had so much fun doing the stupidest shit. Yeah, I found out he was like really depressed later. He was just like, yeah. So I was like kind of messed up, but
we used to take airsoft guns. Like proper airsoft, and we'd my brother one time he shot at our neighbor. Yeah.
I mean, we just have like airsoft wars with each other, right? Like shoot each other a bunch. Yeah.
It was fun, man. But our neighbor was up on this ladder. I think he was painting his house or something. Yeah. And I don't know if my brother hit him or if he just hit close to him and he heard it. I have no idea. But we both had these like airsoft. They were like shotgun style, but it was just one one BB that went out of it.
They like loaded the spring and then shot it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I know the ones,
so much fun. They're like clear, they have the orange tip,
Yeah, of course.
So fucking cool. But so my brother does this and it was me, my brother, and a couple of our buddies hanging out in our yard. Yeah. and my brother shoots at him and then he realizes that he gets, I don't know if he hit him or if he got really close, but he put the gun away. He hit it behind it was like this, like an electrical box or something. So he hides it behind there, and our neighbor is fucking pissed. He goes marching. He knew for sure. He goes marching.
Probably hit him.
I think it might have. I'm not sure. But he goes marching over and he's like, "Did you shoot him?" And we're like, "What? No." What do you mean? And he's like, "I know you fucking shot at me."
Oh my god.
We had so many like such bad things like that. Like we just did such terrible shit.
Yeah.
But he couldn't prove
it. He hit the gun, so just...
That's it, right? It's gone.
That's funny.
Game's over. Like you can't prove it. I'm sorry.
So originally we got a couple of little pistols. And then eventually we got the shotgun, right? Right? And so then we had a few, and then like slowly like different people in my friend group would get them, right? Yeah. This was like grade 7, grade 8. Because I remember we didn't have it in high school. Okay. But in grade 8 for sure we had it. Okay. That was wild. That was such a reckless era. 7 and 8 was just insane. Yeah. Anyways, which is insane to think about because we're like 12 and 13, right? And it's like all the shit you're doing and you're just like, yeah.
Dude, when I turned 12, I think it was when I turned 12. That's when I started just hanging out with a lot more people and getting a lot of shit and drinking and smoking weed.
Ridiculous shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I started so young, but I just did it.
Definitely the first time I drank when I was like 12. Yep. Or 13.
Yeah.
Like
I remember the first time I got like kind of drunk was at my grandparents' place. Yeah. And I got drunk off wine and I loved it, but I didn't realize how drunk I was until I went to stand up to go to the bathroom and I was stood up. I was like, holy. Oh shit. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time drinking and I got like a hangover that night, you know, and it was like before I went to bed because we were still up until like 4 a.m. and then I was just like, oh no, You know, and then I was like, why do people do this?
And you
like,
just don't know, like, to drink water. You don't know anything.
You don't know anything.
Like a kid. You're just
You're fucking stupid as shit. You're just like, you see your parents drinking alcohol, and they're like, oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, but...
Your buddies are drinking, you're like, yeah, okay, why not?
I remember my dad came to me the next morning, and he's like, you know, it's kind of interesting. Me and your mom, we poured 2 drinks for ourselves, 1 each, and the bottle was up to here, and then in the morning, it was down to here. Yeah. I don't know how we drank so much in 2 glasses. Do you have any idea of how that might have happened? And I was just like, no.
You're just sitting there with the worst headache. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know that.
It's like drinking.
Yeah.
No, but the thing was, I remember specifically, we went and, like, you know, had, like, a couple drinks, and I was like, okay, guys, we'll have, like, 1 drink each, right? And we'll make a thing, but, like, we gotta, like, not make it too noticeable, right?
Yeah.
And then we go, and then I just saw them like, oh, just go to the bathroom, and they're like running to the kitchen, and then they're just like chugging from the bottle. I'm like, guys, stop! They're like, what? No, I'm just having a quick little drink. And I'm like trying to fight with my friends, but you know, I was like smaller of the group, and right, and so I was trying to like keep everyone under control, and they were like all like, no, I don't care. And then they ended up all getting wasted and then just being fucking total idiots at my house, and I'm like, no, you can't. What the hell? They're like, oh, you're no fun. And I'm like, you fucking assholes. You know, you're gonna get me so much trouble. Yeah,
that's awesome. My mom used to give us alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't really care. She was just,
no.
Yeah, here you go. And sometimes, like she would go to bed or something, and I'd just be like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna drink some more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. She always used to get like the sweet shit, like amaretto and like T-Serrano. You ever have those?
Yeah. Those are liqueurs. Yeah.
Or like the mud shakes, like the vodka mud shakes.
Oh.
They're like liquid chocolate with vodka mixed in.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
But no, I don't drink anymore. I'm done with that. I'm pretty much over it.
I know.
Got it all out of me when I was fucking 12 years old.
I mean, you know what? I will say, like on the good point of that, because so I wonder, and I think about this a lot. Mm-hmm. Is it better to do that shit when you're really young and stupid and exploring and adventuring?
Yeah.
And then you learn from it when you're young, and then that way when you're like 19 and in your early 20s, you already kind of know how to drink a bit. Yeah. And then, you know, you're like, or is it better to not drink at all until, like in the States, 21st birthday? Like imagine you have a single drop of alcohol, not a single sip of beer till you're 21. Yeah.
Like some people do that.
A lot of people do it, right? And then like even like a lot of people never smoke weed until they're like in their 20s, and I'm like,
which is awesome. I think that's amazing.
Good for them. Like 100% good for them. I wish I did that.
Yeah, right.
in the moment, like my whole friend group since I was like 12, everyone smoked.
Yep.
Everyone smoked. Do I wish I didn't? Yeah, of course. Now I wish I didn't. But I mean, in the time, I even remember being like 16, 17, and some of like the nerdy jock type kids or whatever, they like were smoking at high school parties at like 17 or 18 for like the first time.
Yep.
And then I was just like, you fucking losers. You're trying to be cool now. You think now that you're, it's like, yeah, because I was like, dude, I've been smoking for like 6 years.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had with cigarettes. You know, like when I was young, like it was a big thing. You know, it was you all of our friend groups would do it, and you know, I think I told this girl that I liked did it, and I was like, yeah, I'll smoke. Why not? Yeah, okay. And I did, and my mom smoked, and my dad, everybody in my family smoked. And then my brother got into it, and that was the thing. It was a cool thing to do, you know. Like if you didn't smoke, you were kind of a fucking loser, you know. But then, and then it was just like bragging rights, and then you'd also have like that social time, and you go out with your buddies and go have a smoke across the street, you know, and I don't know. Yeah. And then we get in so much shit for smoking in like this one spot across from this apartment building. People in the apartments would be like, can you not smoke here? And we'd be like, fuck off. Yeah. That was the worst.
Yeah. I can only imagine, right? And then you're a kid and you're like, yo, you can't touch me, it's illegal. You're gonna assault a minor, and it's like, dude, can you just not fucking smoke here? No, fuck you. And it's like, oh.
Well, like looking
smack the shit out of you, boy. Like, I understand now why people acted the way they did in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and fucking just smack the shit out of some kid because he's fucking
Well, looking back now, right? It's like what, like I haven't really had to deal with too many like shit disturbers, like as an adult, you know.
I think everyone got absorbed by the internet and by social media and by fucking iPad kids. You know, like I don't see it really. Maybe they're just better at hiding it. Maybe maybe this generation of people around our age
get bored sometimes. No.
Yeah, well,
like they got it.
I don't know.
Like they get together for sure. Like
maybe not. I think maybe they're more highly stimulated than they ever were. Now they're just like meeting up online, you know, and they all do like internet. You know, they get on their Discord.
I've seen here in Canmore like some high school kids getting together. Yeah, which is nice.
That's good.
I haven't seen them like destroying anything like we used to.
No,
which is awesome.
But I mean, we didn't. I didn't get like caught.
That's great. What?
I didn't really get caught doing shit.
No,
you know. Yeah. So that was it. Like you'd like be like pretty sneaky about it, or think you're being sneaky about it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, man, because like.
Well, it comes back to just needing that challenge or needing something to get to.
You're just
not
bored,
be so bored, yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
And you're just like. It's like you think you know everything, and so you want to push the limits of what you can do, right? Yeah. And then like in the moment, all those things seemed like so cool, but now looking back on it, it's like if I knew someone who was 25, and this might offend a lot of people. If I knew someone who was 25 and smoking weed every day and drinking almost every day, and they were, you know, getting into trouble with whatever and like stealing things or breaking things or whatever, or like telling people to fuck off or smoking in a shitty area near the doors and windows, and I'd be like, what a loser. Like, I'd be like, dude, like, do something with your life. Like, come on, man. Like, don't do that. Yeah. But when I was 16, 100%, I'm like, that guy's cool as shit. Right?
That's it. And, like, I think that's one of the things where it's like, okay, if you start smoking and drinking early, like, can you get it out of your system? I think a lot of people can. Like, I did. You know, I don't... Like,
some people just get stuck to it, right?
Some people don't get out of it. And especially if they have... You know, a friend or two who's doing it with them.
Especially if it's super normalized, it's in your community, everybody keeps going with it, right?
And you're just gonna keep doing it, and I know.
I think alcohol is really bad for that in a lot of communities, especially in a lot of countries. Like I know in the UK, not to just rag directly on them, but like it's just like drinking culture is just so huge, right? And just in Europe in general, but I know especially like in the UK, pub culture is really big, right? Yeah. People go out and they just go to the pubs and they go do this and that, whatever. Yeah. I was talking to some of our UK friends, freaking like Rosa was telling me that. You know, when you're a kid, you're like 14 or 15, you can just drink a glass of wine at dinner in a restaurant.
Yeah, I think you can do that
with your family. No.
I think you can do like half a glass.
No.
I think it's legal to do it. Maybe not at a restaurant. I'm not sure.
It's definitely illegal. Yeah.
In a restaurant?
In a restaurant, yeah. Okay. The alcohol serving standards, you have to be over the age of the province. So that means like 18 in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba.
I think it's every province except Ontario, no?
Ontario and BC. And
is BC 19 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Most of Canada is 18, but the 19 in Ontario and everything, which is kind of annoying because it's like, I think it's more stupid in the States that it's 21.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember when I turned 18 and I went from Ontario to Manitoba.
Yeah.
To my first legal beer. And I was like, oh, this is awesome, you know, sitting in a bar.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, I wasn't really that excited about it because at that point I already had so many like parties of like having my own bottle of liquor or like having my own case of beer or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, same here. Like I had like a lot of house parties, but I was excited to get out and meet more people and go like strip clubs and shit. That was fun.
That was definitely a new thing.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Okay, so here's the thing. Maybe they won't. I think strip clubs are going to be on the decline.
Why?
I think strip clubs 20 years ago compared to now, I think they're doing much worse.
Oh yeah, I think so because that was a huge outlet for people, right?
I think
like sexual outlet.
The reason being of like access to free internet porn, right? And OnlyFans and all the different chat rooms and different stuff like that. Yeah. I think all those different things are a huge reason that the like strip clubs are gonna be going down and down and down. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think that they're gonna be like a very niche thing that are gonna be not very popular in 10 years. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a huge comeback. Maybe they'll just kind of like never die. I know like sex is like the oldest industry in the world and whatever.
Yeah.
But
and that's the thing too.
And
is
you
like,
can't replace like a person dancing.
That's it, right? You can't replace it. You know, like you can do as much as you want on your phone and everything.
VR. But
it's not. You're not
still,
touching. You're not. It's not the same. You know. I don't know. And you don't. I don't know. Like I know strip clubs don't have much emotional connection, but
okay. Then how about this?
You can't replace that connection either, right? Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say maybe it's that people like. I think for sure the let's call them dancers. That feels like such a diss on actual like professional dancers.
The erotic dancers.
The erotic dancers. Yeah. I feel like they have. I think they've probably seen a huge drop in sales, tips, profits, whatever, because just way less people are going, and the people, especially in the coming up generation, are so accustomed to, like for me, I would almost never throw a bunch of money on the stage, like. I would go, I'd pay the cover, right? Mm-hmm. And then I might get a dance, maybe two, but like usually those are hella expensive anyways. Yeah. Right?
You ever go up on stage with money in your mouth?
Yeah, the one time. Yeah. I did that with on a work trip. Yo. In the States, they're not allowed to take their panties off.
That's what I've heard. Is that true?
Yeah, apparently.
In every state?
I don't know, but I've never been to a strip club in the States. It just sounds stupid if you can't take the... They're like, yay, titties, woo. I don't know. I guess it's cool and they're hot and whatever. Yeah. But it's like a whole thing. And then I was talking to American. They're like, yeah, that's where they put their money. You know, they put it all in their panty waistline. I'm like, well, that's fair. But like,
where do they put their money in Canada?
They have a different pocket they use.
Man, I was dating this girl this one time.
I think they just sweep it all up at the end. They just go collect all the money on the stage. That's what I've seen a few times. Yeah,
yeah, the few times you've been to strip club.
Yeah. The one time I went just for research purposes.
Yeah, when you're 18 or 19, you just went
absolutely.
You walked out, you're like, well, no.
I had no enjoyment at all.
No. I was dating this girl this one time, and she was really cool, and we went to the strip club. She was super down for it. We went to like the front row, and then she went up on stage, dude. She had like money in her mouth. It was so weird, you know. I don't know, because I don't know many girls who are down for that.
Yeah,
you know.
I did.
Like every now and then it's like, okay, like you're so different. I don't know.
I did go to a strip club with a coworker once when I was back in Toronto. I was like 18 or 19 maybe. And she had giant fake tits. Okay. And it was me and her and this other dude she'd been like sleeping with, but like on and off, whatever. And we went out and whatever, and then we like paid for like a little private thing for the three of us. And then she was like, okay, you know, we can like keep having more time in the room, but like, you know, you gotta go pay for another like 20 minutes or whatever the price was or whatever. And then the other guy was like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. And then he left, and so then it was just me and the girl and the stripper, and I was just like, ooh, this is pretty awesome. And the girl I was with was like very, you know, attractive girl or whatever. She was one to be like heavy on the makeup. Okay. Right? But whatever. Do your thing. Yeah. And then so she was like really into sex stuff, and so she was talking with the stripper a lot and whatever, and then she's like, I was thinking about going to stripping, I don't know, this and that. And then they're just like, oh yeah, yours natural, and then the stripper's like, yeah, mine are natural, yours, and she's like, no, I just had them done a little bit ago, right? And then so then they were like grabbing each other's tits to like see, you know, like, you know,
you're sitting there watching.
And I was sitting there watching, and then they're like, Jake, do you want to like see it? I was like, yes. And so then that was like one of the coolest moments of my life, because it was like a work friend person that I like kind of thought was really hot. Yeah. But like she was like definitely not into me. And she had a younger brother named Jake. Oh. Okay. So she was like right away. She's like, nah. Yeah. And I was just like, fuck.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Giant tits. Anyways, they're fake. So but then I was just like, oh, this is.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Strippers and your coworkers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One in each hand. It was great. Oh my god, fantastic.
Which one felt better?
The natural.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say. The natural. The fake ones are cool, but they're like kind of firm and like very perky and like constantly.
Yeah.
It's like your boobs are in a constant boner.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like there and they're big and showy, but they're like this. But then the strippers, like as soon as they come off, they go like,
yeah.
Which is cool. You know, it's fine. It's natural, and it felt more real. Well, obviously it was real, but it was like, I don't know how to say, like authentic.
Okay.
I guess like it was
less plastic in there.
Yeah. And then later in my life, I had actually had some relations with a girl who had fake boobs.
Yeah.
And it was like a similar thing of like very firm and whatever. Okay. And at a certain point I was like grabbing them, I could like feel like where the bottom of the jelly cup thing is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I mean, maybe it just means they weren't very well done or something. I don't know. Maybe it's normal. Maybe whatever. But I was just like, that's where that is. Okay, sure. Because like, I knew they were fake as well, right? Like she told me, and then it was just like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've never been with a girl with fake.
Oh no.
Or big. No.
Always
small.
Itty bitty titty committee.
That's it,
dude.
That's it.
Maybe you just gotta swing for some.
Yeah.
Confident women.
Oh.
Some brave, confident women. Some women who, just, confident.
Confident women, yeah.
You know what's...
I find that, like, I don't know. I find that, I don't know if we should talk too much more about this, but I find that the more fit women don't usually have big tits.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously a thing. Yeah. It's extremely rare for a woman to be in like fit and like great shape and then also have super large boobs.
Yeah.
Because boobs are sacks of fat.
So, that's it, right? So you're like sacrificing. It's like, is she gonna be fit or is she gonna have?
Well, and then I mean like being fairly fit or having like a low body fat percentage are like two separate things, right? So it's like,
for sure.
Do you want her to have like a flat belly and like a thin waist and whatever? Well, then you're probably not gonna have big boobs, But like you can find a girl who can still like run and be active and fit and all that, but she's got some big knockers.
Big knockers. Yeah. But it's like they get in the way, no? Like if
sports bra, because there's like no bra. If you're running with no bra, those guys are just fucking flopping everywhere, right? But if you're running with a regular bra, then they're still like jump a bunch. But then you got a sports bra, just sucks them right down.
Keeps them in place, yeah.
Keeps them in place. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
I've even heard of like stories of like, girls with giant boobs. They're like going down the stairs and they'll hold their boobs as they're going down the stairs to otherwise they go boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, hit them in the face, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I dated a giant boob girl once, and honestly,
I've heard it can cause like back problems too.
Yeah, for sure. Over a long period of time. Well, I mean, it's like carrying like a heavy backpack on the front of your chest forever, right? Right, for sure. Everywhere you walk around, everywhere you go, and it's always here, and then it like causes like a little bit of the arch forward, a little bit of whatever. Yeah. Although it is what it is. Mm-hmm. It's God's gift. You gotta have a bit of the curse as well. You gotta. Pay for your sacrifice. It's like, guys with giant dicks, you get knee problems.
Go for a hike, you're just carrying a backpack on your
They can never wear a Speedo.
True. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, we gotta get V on this podcast.
100%.
We do.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
V. This is the sign. If you made it this far, V.
Today's the day.
Today is the day that you didn't show up, you motherfucker. Oh my god.
Oh, we gotta get him. He would be so good.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Well, we are running towards the end of time. We gotta.
Yeah, what time we got?
Wrap it up. I know. Just after 1. We
gotta.
Gotta start making moves. So.
Gotta go buy some pumpkin pie and.
Yeah.
All
right. Well. Thanks so much for coming by and enjoying. Hope you enjoyed. Very serious, as always. No jokes. All serious conversation.
No jokes.
Strictly science. Nah, it's another episode of Shootin the Sh. If you enjoyed, I'm Jake and this is Sam, and see you next time, guys.
See you.